Hi there, I'm Barney Davey, here to talk to you about the Evolve Artist program. Seeking to answer the question, can anyone learn to paint realism without prior experience? To get to the bottom of that answer, I had a delightful conversation with Piper Tallady. She is the head instructor at Evolve Artist. And we dug into that and many other subjects that I think you will find fascinating. I know I did, including I asked her what aha moment she could relate to me that students had when they were going through the program. What I didn't realize was I was going to get an aha moment by talking to her, and that she would also explain to me what her aha moment was in working with the Evolve Artist program. So watch this video if you're at all interested in learning how to paint with realism. Whether you're an experienced artist or just getting started, you're going to find this program has got something that you can use that will build real skills and marketable talents for the remainder of your lifetime as an artist. So watch and enjoy. So I'd love to hear that you didn't have artistic training or art teaching or anything before you got involved with Kevin?
No, I didn't. I had always loved art. So my dad is an artist of sorts. My mom's a writer and a musician. And so I just grew up loving art and I was like the art kid, right? So I was always drawing, always just making things, but no professional training. I had done little art classes here and there, watercolor classes, kind of anything I could get my hands on. But I'd never oil painted until I went to Kevin's school, and he started me in charcoal drawing, and then I moved into learning oils, and just I loved it. And again, I was actually just talking to a student about this. I was not naturally gifted at oils either. It took me a while. I asked all of the questions and went through Kevin's program, and yeah, eventually that led to me working in his studio, teaching classes for him, working with adults and children. And then when I moved out to the West Coast, I started working for the online school.
Wow. That's fantastic. I love it. It's very heartwarming to me because I've done really well with promoting Evolve Artist as an affiliate, but I felt like I'm missing the ability to translate the actual experience. I could just look at what Kevin has done, and I've known Mitch from previous when he was with the Pencil Kings. I could tell he's a guy I like. And then he shows me Evolve Artist, and I was just blown away with everything about it from top to bottom. And then you look at the package and you can see the results and the clarity. I'm all in that this could be life changing for someone who this is what they want to do and just didn't even realize that they knew how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's something else. And I mean, I'm in it. So I show it to people and outside looking in, it is so cool. It's such an amazing program. I'm obviously biased. I love the program, but even it's really filled with amazing people. And Kevin created the program because he wanted to teach others. He wanted them to have the opportunity to learn and not have to go to an expensive school or something like that. He wanted everybody to have that opportunity and have art to be accessible to everyone. So that's really at the core of Evolve is foundational art, making it accessible to everyone.
I love that concept, and it actually dovetails with what I'm doing in my life and business. I've been writing a blog and published 6 books over the last 2 decades and reached this point in my life where I just want to make the information that I have available to as many people as possible. So we're in alignment with that. And I think he only attracts people who would feel the same way about it. I can tell that about you. This is a passion project. Obviously, you're making money at it. It's paying some bills, but this isn't the job that you take just to go for the big bucks, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think that's a pretty common theme for everybody in the company. We have a lot of people on our team who are really eager and excited to give what they've learned and share that they found success. They found a way to make the art that they've always dreamed of, right? All of my instructors, my instructor team, they've gone through Evolve. They've done the program. So they have almost an even more intimate knowledge of the program than I do because I've never taken it online. I helped adapt it to
Right.
be taught online, but I've never gone through it as a student online, and they have. So there is something there too when you work with students and saying, hey, I've done this, right? I've been here, I've been in your shoes, and I'm ready to help you get the most out of it.
And sense it with you, and this is the case with a lot of artists. Probably more artists are making art for the joy of making the art. Am I right on that?
There's that quote that's, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. And I think that's true and false, because we work as artists, we work really hard.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think that you get into art because you love to create things. And
Right.
for me personally, I love to create things for people. So nothing brings me more joy than making something for someone. And I've gotten to a place in my career where it does earn me money. So that is nice, because I can help support my family from that. But there is such a joy and contentment that comes from making things for people. And it's just a beautiful career to have, to kind of just create these memories for people.
I love that. And even for those students, I think, that would go through this course for whatever stage they're at in their life, but that's not the point. It's just that learn to command a system, or how do you describe what Evolve Artist is?
Yeah, it's a foundational education. And from there you can do anything. So yeah, when you can learn to command that, when you can make what you intend to make. When you have that intention and it comes out every time, there's satisfaction in that.
I was skipping through a video that I saw of you. It was on your creative push,
Oh yeah.
and it's really got a lot of useful information and I just by happenstance got to a part, and it was they were talking about Evolve and saying that you have students that come there that haven't had drawing skills or painting skills. They haven't,
Yeah.
basically they're just a blank slate. I think I can do this and I want to learn, and
Yeah.
that was a little mind blowing to me. I'm not completely surprised, but I would have thought that I need some foundational skills. I should have had some drawing classes, or I should have already been doing. You're taking just raw talent and saying, if you want to try this, we can show you how to do it, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. All you need to have is a willingness to learn. You have to want to learn, right? We can't teach anybody who doesn't want to learn. And we can take someone who has never touched a paintbrush, and we have many students in our program who saw this, and maybe in their childhood they loved art and they never did anything past childhood drawings, and then it was taught out of them, right? They were taught that, hey, you can't be an artist, right? That's not a thing that you can do. So they did something else, but they come back and they've never painted, they've never taken an art class, and they go, okay, you know what, it's my time, I want to do this. And so they come in with zero experience and they thrive, they do great because they want to learn.
Do they have more natural drawing ability? Obviously, some people are more gifted at being able to translate what they're seeing and get it onto canvas. I'm looking at your horse back there. I know horses are probably the most difficult thing to paint, because there's not a straight surface on any part of their body, and it's just such an elaborate intraskeleton skeleton muscular system. So would you expect somebody without really good drawing skills to be able to turn out something that's...
Yeah, because we teach you how to draw, right? And we're not teaching you how to draw. We're teaching you how to see things that are three-dimensional, translate them onto a two-dimensional surface so that they feel three-dimensional again, right? So we're not really teaching you how to draw. We're teaching you a system to create right? So we're breaking down, it's value, edge, and color, right? We're breaking down what is value, how do we see value? What is edge? What are cast shadows? What is form shadow, right? Horses, just made up of a ton of form shadows, right? The bones, the muscles, everything in their skeletal system is so intricate and unique, but it's all different values and different edges and different colors that come together to create what we recognize as a horse, right? So we're teaching that, and we just break it down. And the first exercise in our program is painting squares. It's just painting squares, shadows and lights, right? And it teaches you how to hold the brush. We teach you how to hold the brush. We teach you how much paint to put on the brush. So we'll teach you everything you need to know. You just have to be willing to learn. And from there, you can do anything.
Because it's a creative process, but it really is also a very mechanical process of getting things, doing things in the right order, and being organized how you do it.
There's a technical side to art, right? It's not just you're a creative person who has this great imagination. There's a technical learning side of it. And that's what our program is, right? We're teaching you that technical side of things, how to hold a brush, how to recognize value, how much oil to add to your paint, right? We're teaching you those techniques, and we teach that in everything else, right? We teach that in learning how to read. You learn the alphabet, then you put little words together, then you learn bigger words, and then you read, the greats, right? The great novels, right? But we don't do that in art. We don't teach those. We miss a whole foundation education when we're trying to learn art, and you need those technical skills. So even from how you lay out your colors on the palette, to how much oil you use, to how you clean your brushes, to how you care for your materials, it all matters, and it's part of that foundational education. Because then you don't have to stumble around with it.
Right.
So you don't have to learn it by accident or learn it through trial and error. So it cuts the time down, because eventually you would figure out, yeah, I need to not put my red at the far end of my palette. I need to put it right next to me if I'm mixing something that's red. But maybe it would take you a couple of years if you're slow to learn it.
And unlearn some bad habits too.
Yeah, for sure.
To save me from that. How are most students going through it? Are they managing to keep up with that 7-hour a week pace?
Most students do. Yeah, most students do. But we also have a lot of students who have other full-time jobs or have big families or just have an unpredictable schedule. And so for example, when I started studying with Kevin, I only did 2.5 hours a week. So I did 2.5 hours a week, one class for about a year. And I didn't move very fast because I was only there for 2.5 hours a week. But I kept going. And it helped that I had to drive to the studio every week. So I had a class that I had to be at every week. We have students who do that. They do one painting a week, and that's all they can get through. And they keep moving, right? So again, it's that willingness to keep moving forward. So if you have less time, you can still do it. And I think the 7 hours a week takes you through the program in about a year. So it might take you a little longer if you do less each week, but you can still get through it successfully.
But there's no time limit on when you complete. It's just as long as you're sticking with the program.
Exactly. So it can take you a year, it can take you 2 years. Our record is 4 months. That's the fastest that someone's moved through blocks 1 through 4. So that's our record.
I was talking about aha moments, and I was just wondering if you could tell me, do you have some of those moments with students reach that aha moment?
I've talked to a lot of students, and it's actually a question that I ask quite often of advanced students because I want to know, right? Because I want to encourage other students, like, hey, this is where it hit for this student.
Right.
And it's pretty broad, right? So every student kind of has a different aha moment. But one that I've gotten a lot is a lot of students say it sneaks up on them. So they'll be just doing these exercises, and it's a lot of exercises, and they're going through, and then suddenly they just kind of like jolt and they go, whoa, I get it. I get what I'm doing, and whoa, look what I've done in 20 paintings, or look what I've done in 10 paintings. So a lot of students go, hey, it sneaks up on you. Like that aha moment just surprised me out of nowhere in block 3. I just was like, wow, I am doing this. I'm learning. Other students have said when they get to a certain point in block 1, or even the first couple of paintings in block 1, they go, whoa, I needed this. I didn't know how much I needed this until I got into it, right? I understand now. Yeah, I understood there was light and shadow, but now I understand what it's actually doing for my painting, what form shadows are actually doing for my painting, what reflections and highlights and value control actually does for my painting, right? And some people will get that in block 1. Some people will kind of have that realization when they get to color in block 3. But I've also had students who have said, hey, I watched the first set of videos and was just dumbfounded. I was just so excited because this is what I've been looking for, right? This is what my art has been missing. I didn't know this was what my art has been missing, but this is what my art has been missing. So I think it varies, but most of the students realize that something's missing, and that kind of makes them go, oh, okay, I get it now. This is what I need. I'm on the right track.
Brings up another question I hadn't thought about to ask you beforehand, but it makes sense, and you've alluded to it already, and that is, if I'm an experienced artist, I've had some art training, or maybe I'm actually quite a good artist, do you have students like that take the course because they realize I can do a lot of things, but I can't paint in the style of realism? Or is it a major reason why they would gravitate toward this?
Yeah, and we've had a variety of artists. We've had artists who have joined the program who have been working and selling art for a while, maybe doing abstract art. And they're like, I really want to get better at realism, or I want to learn realism so my abstract art can become better. We'll also have working artists who come in who do realism. It's what they do, but they don't know why they get the result they get. So they get a good result, but they can't figure out why. So it's not consistent. And it's always a pretty good painting, but it takes them maybe longer than it should. And then we also have artists who join who just feel like they're missing something. And again, it's that they can't guarantee every time that they'll be able to do the painting well. So it should work out well. So they're joining because they want to know why something works and why something doesn't work, so that their process can be smoother. So we'll see artists join like that. And I know Kevin's had many professional working artists come to his studio and study with him, just because they want that foundation solidified, right? Because if you know why something works and why something doesn't work, then every painting you make can be intentional, right? It's not an accident.
You can end up with a whole new set of skills.
For sure.
I absolutely love it. I love everything that you're doing. And I don't know that I really have any more questions for you. Is there anything else that you would like to tell me or tell potential Evolve students to encourage them in terms of what they could expect, or just from your heart, anything that you have, feelings that you have about it?
Yeah, I would say one thing that we didn't really discuss and that I think is important is the idea of a guided experience. So when we look at students, and we've had a lot of students who have been trying to learn for a long time from maybe just watching YouTube videos or just looking at other artists' finished work. And there are things to be learned there, right? You can learn by looking at other artists' work. You can learn from their videos. But if you don't understand, if you don't have the foundations, right, you can only do so much with it. I think that on top of having a good, solid foundational education, having someone to walk alongside you matters. It's important, right? So having Kevin teaching the videos, having myself and my instructor team and our customer support team, all of us saying like, we're here, we're doing this with you. We're not just giving you videos to watch. We are giving you videos to watch. You're giving us homework. We're giving you feedback on every single assignment, and we're available to talk to you, right? If you want to book a one-on-one and talk to an instructor, we're there for that. You can talk to us 5 days a week. We're open. You can talk with an instructor. You can email us. You can ask questions in the homework tool. It is really a guided experience. So someone is committed to seeing you through to the end. So it's not just like, here you go, learn it yourself. It's a community. And then our community of students is also incredible, that we have people all across the world studying the same thing together and meeting together to learn is just another added thing.
That's wonderful. I love it, because that's what's missing in a lot of, with artists in a lot of ways. Making art is basically a solitary process. To know that during that process, when you're learning, that there's people who really care and have the skills to be able to help you in an environment where you're welcome in, and we're just here to make you better. I don't know how much that's worth, but way more than what you're charging, in my opinion. That was a great point. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think it makes a big difference in terms of what people get and what they can expect from it. They understand the depth of commitment that they're getting from not only Evolved in terms of just the quality and the quantity of what you're teaching, but the human aspect of it. That we're going to make this, how do you need it? We're not here to tell you that you can only learn from us or get help this way. We'll give it to you in whatever way you need that works for you. I think I can help more people understand why this could be a life-changing program for them to tackle. I really appreciate your time. It's been wonderful. You're just a great person. If you weren't named Piper, we would change your name to Piper. It fits you perfectly.
I know, someone said that to me the other day, and I was like, yeah, I can't imagine being named anything else. But yeah, Barney, thank you so much. It was so great to meet with you and chat with you. And yeah, if you ever want to talk to any of the other instructors and get their viewpoint too, just let me know. I'm happy to set that up as well.
Okay, great. Again, thank you so much for your time. Give my best to Kevin and Mitch and Daniel. They're just really great people. I say that in my promotion. I do this because I can see the quality in it any time around this organization, and this is different than most other businesses that are doing this. And makes it easy for me. So thanks a bunch. I'll let you go. Have a great day. I'll stay in
You
touch. All right.
too.
Okay.
Thanks, Bernie. It was great to meet you.
Likewise. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.